Either this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another review. Like I've said before, I've been renting at the local video store. In the first 30 days, you get half off your rentals. So, for example, this film was only 50 cents to rent, which that's still too much fucking money because this is a big ripoff. Killing Gunther, Arnold Schwarzenegger film from last year. Despite the fact that he's on the cover with a big gun, this movie's an hour and 33 minutes with credits. Take out the end credits, it's an hour and 28 minutes. Arnold does not show up until the hour and 7 minute mark. An hour and 7 minutes. And this is a very unfunny, shitty, poorly written, woefully directed, uninteresting, boring characters, and as an action film, it fucking sucks because the action is lame, limp wristed, and barely exists. And the comedy is incredibly unfunny. Now, the plot of that film, you have a fake documentary. Yes, it's done as a fake documentary. I mean, it's like this far away from being a fucking found footage movie. Because it's this guy played by Taran Killam who wrote, directed, and starred in the film. Now, apparently, this guy, he was on SNL, Saturday Night Live. I haven't followed that for many, many years. So I don't know if he's good or if he was bad on it, but apparently he quit the show to do and finish this movie, which I think was a bad career choice. Because it's not like anyone has either heard of the film or likes the film or gives a shit about the film or gone to theaters or anyone fucking remembers anything. Because this is one of those movies that laughs are fucking extinct in this movie. You know how Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm a fan, The Running Man, Commando, Predator, Love Jingle All the Way, Love End of Days, Collateral Damage, Eraser. Of course, The Terminator and Conan, Twins, Kindergarten Cop. This, though, his recent career is dead, has been dead. It got killed by stuff like Sabotage, Escape Plan, Terminator, Sega Genesis shits. So his career is dead and buried. Like the coffin is in the fucking ground. This movie is just putting dirt on it. That's what this movie is. Fucking dirt being put on the coffin of Arnold's career. And I don't know what the deal is with him working with these unknown, in my opinion, untalented hacks. I'm sorry that whoever directed that drama, Aftermath, which I ranted on. I know some people like the film. I'm sorry, folks. The only decent thing you could tell me about that is Arnold's performance, which is the only reason why I would put that above this. Because Aftermath, it's not the story, it's not the pacing, it's not the other characters, it's not the dialogue. Arnold's acting is fine. That's it. Maddie, I'll put a little bit above these two because at least you have a little bit of the zombie background. And Arnold's performance is still pretty decent. Even the girl who played Maddie, she wasn't bad. But it was dreary and gray and dreary sounding, looking, feeling. This movie is just a painfully unfunny fake documentary. And I mean, to the plot. It's 5 minutes and I haven't gone to the plot. This is not much of a plot. Taran Killam is a hitman. He gets a group of hitmen and women. A hit woman whose father was one of those Al Qaeda type stereotypical. If you see the film, you know what I mean. But the father loves her. She joins the group. This big guy who is an explosive expert. Later on, the explosive guy and the girl fall in love with each other. You have this one guy who has this orange reddish robo arm, which he does jack shit with because it fucks up all the time. And he's like the first, one of the first guys to die from Gunther, Arnold's character. You have this Asian guy who's really into poison. He will only kill people with poison. And he wants to kill Arnold because Arnold killed his snake. Yes, he wants revenge for the death of his snake. This is the humor we're working with. Who the fuck else was there? Oh, this older black man who is the lead guy's mentor, but the running dad is the guy keeps having a heart attack. He has a heart attack, like, he comes out of the hospital, immediately has a heart attack, goes back in. Comes out, immediately has a heart attack, goes back in. The gist of that joke, when he finally comes out, he has a heart attack and dies. The fucking joke isn't even running, it's in a standstill. Frozen in time. This is the shitty comedy that Taran Killam wrote, directed, and starred in. This is what Arnold is doing nowadays. And I'm sorry, Arnold, but another Terminator film or Twins sequel or Conan film is not going to save your career. Because, after Terminator 3, he went into office, the governor of California. He fucked up. People were pissed off. Then he fucked up by fucking the maid or whatever and having kids. And sadly, the last film, to me, that was good was The Last Stand. But sadly, that bombed. I don't think it deserved the bomb. That was a good film, The Last Stand. But then let's do Sabotage, where you're a complete asshole. No one is likable. Everyone's a redneck dirtbag wannabe from a fucking Rob Zombie movie. If Rob Zombie directed an action film, it'd be fucking Sabotage. Or at least if he wrote one. Because I'm like, this director could do better, David Ayer. Oh, I'm talking about Sabotage. Yes, Bright I enjoyed. Street Kings I enjoyed. Sabotage was one of his big missteps. Escape Plan, let's get Arnold and Stallone together and not do a fucking action movie and do a boring prison movie with not much excitement, thrills, or action. Let's do Terminator movie where the Terminator is he's in a police lineup smiling while on the soundtrack is Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do When We Come For You. You went from a Terminator that's a horror slasher film, like, gritty, dark, bloody, R-rated, to Arnold smiling, Bad Boys, what you gonna do when they come for you? You really didn't know the Terminator film? Oh, James Cameron's producing. He also said Terminator Genesis was a fantastic movie until people called him out on the shit. He's like, oh yeah, it's a bad movie. So the guy is he's a gutless piece of asshole. Not gonna say piece of shit because at least he gave us Aliens and the Terminator and it might have been The Abyss. But he's a piece of fucking wimp. Oh, it's a great movie. It's bullshit. Okay, yeah, it's bullshit. Then why the fuck did you say in the first place? You fucking sellout. Jimmy Cammy. If anything else, you gotta say he's a sellout that, it's great. Oh, no more checks? Okay, it's bad. See, I'm talking about other shit instead of this shit. Just, you get these people together, they have a camera crew. The other people they add into the group, these two psycho Russians, stuff in their face with this fast food. One point they get mad because they get to Miami and they think they're going to Disney World. They're like, no. So they have these Mickey Mouse ears and they get pissed. And we're going to Disney World. So do I instead of watching this shit. The lead guy's buddy Max comes in, and about a minute later gets sniped in the head, and they get a bazooka fired at them. Good chunks of the movie is the lead guy pissing and moaning and whining and moaning and pissing and moaning and whining and moaning about his ex, who was a hit woman, who had a little fling with Gunther, and you get the gist. That's really why the lead guy wants to go after Gunther. But they say it's because they want to be the king of the hill, and Gunther's the king of the hitman. And I mean, fuck, if I want to watch that kind of plot, Assassins with Stallone and Antonio Banderas is a flawed movie, but is a classic compared to this. I like Assassins now. It has its issues. But yeah, that's a good movie. That's a decent film. Yeah, I like it. It's a great movie compared to this. What other types of humor? Oh, the retired hit woman, the ex. She does erotic ceramic parties where her and a bunch of women make these fake dicks. Yeah, I'm watching an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Well, it's not even his film. I mean, he comes in technically the last 20 minutes, so I guess longer than a cameo, but considering the marketing, yeah. That'd be like if Johnny Mnemonic came out and it just had Dolph Lundgren on the cover. For fuck's sake. I mean, you know what the biggest line Arnold has? Those fucking dick holes. And then you get to the end, Arnold's singing country fucking music over the end credits. Country music. But before I get to that, they go to Miami. They're going to fake this assassination to get Gunther out to try to kill him. They get this ammo from this place where this weird guy, which I'll get to that weird guy later. They're waiting in a van. Okay, I keep going back to this because these characters are so instantly forgettable. To recap the characters in this fake documentary, the lead guy, the overweight guy who is explosive expert, the hit woman, and later on her and the explosive guy don't fall in love. Robo arm guy, because I guess his arm got blown off, and I could tell if it was red or orange. Well, you trying out for another Mortal Kombat movie? Jax Jr. Different, different race. I could buy that. I'd rather watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That's why my brain was farting right there. I hate Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I would rather watch that than this. Because at least it has a couple of good soundtrack bits. And at least there's shit going on. Might be bad shit, but there's shit going on. And there's some stuff I can laugh at. Just not on purpose. And I didn't want to admit that, but I will admit that. And the fucking robo arm guy makes me think of, Jax had that robo arm. You have the tech guy who's this geeky guy who's all annoying as piss, pissing in the wind. The Asian guy who likes to throw poison, and the two Russians. They get fucked over. Gunther gets his hit on this guy. They chase him. Kills the guy with the cyber arm. Has his neck crushed with his own cyber arm. They realize that Mission Impossible style, Gunther can have different faces on as if he's fucking Dark Man. There's one part where he's rid all these cars to explode, so just explosion, 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 with some pretty bad CG enhancements. The Asian guy, a snake pops out of a trunk and bites him on the neck and kills him. They shoot this car, they think they got Gunther, so they're playing fucking singing karaoke. trying to build character and failing. They find the two Russians dead in bed. Gunther ratted the lead guy out to the FBI, so the guy has to stay at the tech guy's place. The explosive guy and the girl fell in love, and her father's pissed, so they have to run away from the father. More relationship woes. With the lead guy whining about his fucking lady, his ex. That old guy comes in with the running joke. Oh, he's gonna have her touched. But this time he does die. And there's a funeral. Might as well be the funeral of Arnold's career. No, in fact, the funeral was already held around sabotage and Terminator Sadie Genesis shits. Like I said, they're just putting dirt on the fucking coffin. The speaker of coffin, the old guy's coffin gets blown up, and you find the tech guy dead because there's a fucking tombstone on the guy's head. No blood, you just see a tombstone there. The ex-wife gives the lead Gunther's address. The lead gets there. His two friends, they finally deal with the father. They join him. The three meet Arnold, and Arnold finally pops in the picture at an hour and 7 minutes in. And then we see from his point of view. They heard that they were doing a documentary hunting him, so he got his own documentary crew. We see events of the film from his point of view. He says the line, "Oh, those fucking dickholes." Oh, the ammo guy, the weird guy who gave him the guns, that was Arnold with a mask on. Also, I guess he was a girl who slept with the lead guy, or at least kissed him. So you see a reveal, and Arnold is staring at his camera crew, like he's saying, "Oh, he's a bad kisser," and Arnold is in women's clothes, women's fucking clothes. He talks to these three. He says lines from The Running Man, like "break your goddamn spine." Says you can leave or stay. The other two leave. The lead guy stays. You get this boring fucking fight in the kitchen because literally the other cameramen have been shot, so the cameras are just sort of in place, and once in a while they get hit and move to another place. It's not even a fight. It's just Arnold beating the shit out of this guy because the guy can't fight and doesn't land like any hits on Arnold. It's an ass beating. Wiping the floor with this guy. Does a fucking line from Predator. Thank God he didn't say "get to the chopper," because I'm fucking tired of that. At least if he said "I'll be back," he did that many upon many times. That would make sense. He doesn't say that either. But I'm tired of the "get to the chopper." Tired of that. I like the line in Predator. I don't need Arnold to say it 50 fucking times and other shit. Come up with new lines. That was the thing. No, he says the line for Predator, not the chopper line, but the "come on, do it. I'm here. Kill me now. Do it." Punches the fuck out of the guy, leaves on a helicopter. The lead guy cries. It's a year later. The two who left, they have a kid. The ex-wife, the ex-girlfriend, she's moved on from the lead. Arnold moved back to Austria to garden and sing country music. Then he gets shot by the lead guy who has a beard on, but Arnold's body has a bomb. There's an explosion. The end credits start, and then you find out there's a press conference. Arnold's in the crowd, so he survived somehow. And then the credits play with Arnold singing country music. The directing is piss poor. All this looks like is a shitty wannabe fake documentary. like, what direction can I really praise the guy for? That's like praising whoever directed The Pyramid, a shitty found footage film. Oh, it looks like people holding cameras. Well, that's not even the case there, because half the movie wasn't even fun. So I guess that's the praise I could give this over The Pyramid. At least this movie is a fake documentary for the entire film, while The Pyramid, sometimes it's found footage, sometimes it wasn't. That was a film I saw recently, that's why it popped in my head. So if that's praise for the director, okay. So like the majority of found footage films, do I give praise to all the directors because they look found footage? Like, what was the fucking another one? Oh, Blair Witch 2016. Oh, it looks found footage. Sorry. Like, what praise can I give the director? None. It's not funny. The writing is poor. The jokes are not funny. Didn't laugh a single time. Arnold embarrassing himself with singing country music. And sadly, even Rhinestone with Stallone is better than this. When I did my marathon and I reviewed all of Sylvester Stallone's movies, then I did Van Damme, I did Steven Seagal. I want to do Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon one day. Will that mean I have to talk about this fucking movie again? Probably not, because there's not much to talk about. Even though I've stretched it out to 20 some minutes. This may just be raging. I mean, technically, I would say a movie like Terminator, Genesis, and Sabotage would piss me off more, and did piss me off more, because Arnold's starring in them, and you expect more out of those movies, and those, to me, are shit shows. Same with Escape Plan. Like, those three are not just disappointing, not only because they could have been so much better than they should have been, but like this, like Arnold's pretty much has a stretched out cameo. But at the same time, you go, why is he taking jobs like this? Are there no directors like an Isaac Florentine or maybe work with Peter Hyams again, or Reddy Harlan? Try working with him, or somebody, anybody. Then fucking guys like why would Arnold take this role? I don't understand. I guess it's just him thought, hey, I'm making fun of myself, but we're laughing at you, not with you. See, with Welcome to the Jungle with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which was when I did my Van Damme marathon, the film I did not like, but Van Damme himself was funny. Watch Welcome to the Jungle. If there's a way to have all of his scenes put together, he's really funny. The way he delivered his dialogue, the dialogue he was given to say, was really good. Like, that's Van Damme being a supporting role in a comedy, and Van Damme is the best part of the movie. I can't even say Arnold is the best part of the movie. Is he the worst part? I know my friend Mike OCP would say that, but it's more the script is the worst part of the movie. This is the script Arnold was given. And I don't know why he said yes to this. And you can't even call it an Arnold film, despite the fact all the marketing is going to have this fucking cover on it. Because he appears an hour and 7 minutes into it. Unlikable, shitty, useless, pointless characters as hitmen or hit women. Terrible jokes about one guy wanting revenge for a snake, or the guy who keeps having a heart attack anytime he comes out of the hospital, or the two Russians get back because they can't go to Disney World. The tech guy being so oblivious to everything. Like when the lead guy's trying to give a speech and the tech guy keeps interrupting. Where do I plug these in? Stop interrupting me. Okay, well, I can't plug them in there. To me, that tech guy was the most annoying character in the film. And then again, you finish it off with Arnold cross dressing saying those fucking dick holes, singing country music. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, it's depressing when these action stars and heroes I grew up with, like the best Stallone can get, which actually I'm going to do. Well, you probably have seen it by now. The trailer State Plan 2, like that's the best Stallone is doing nowadays. It's State Plan direct to video sequels or Arnold with this. I mean, maybe they did it to themselves too with bad choices, with bad script choices. I mean, you can't say they have no fault in this. They said yes to it. I mean, why can't Arnold, like, if he wants to do a serious film, do a film with the look of a Nicholas Winding Refn film like Drive? Maybe not written by him, but like with the look of that. You can do that. Or, that film Cold in July. That's a direct to video film. Cold in July was a really good flick. Like that kind of script and director. Maybe that's the thing. He takes these chances on these new guys thinking it's going to be that, and it's the total opposite. Maybe, it's. Maybe that's the thing. He's taking chances. Unfortunately, the chances are failing. Aftermath. Did anyone even fucking remember that movie? Did that movie do anything? No. I understand why. This movie is completely forgotten. It should have a low rate on IMDb. I don't even know what it is. Could look it up real quick. But I better end it here because it's already 28 minutes in. But it's just it's it's disappointing. Not the movie. I figured the movie would be shit because I remember my friend Mike OCP talking about it. But it's just disappointing where all these guys have ended up. Completely ended up. 4.7. It should be lower than that, honestly. But yeah, at the very end of the credits, it says Gunther will return and the Gunther who loved me if this movie makes any money. Yeah, that's not happening. It says in the film's dialogue he references the Terminator. I don't remember that. But yeah. Cross dressing and singing country music, and the rest of it is just a lame, wannabe, fake documentary of trying to kill this guy. And none of it works. And the lead guy, I'm sorry, he's not leading man material. He's not. He's not leading man material at all. He doesn't have the acting chops or the comedic chops for a lead guy. I'm sorry, man. Writing, directing wise, did nothing to even remotely intrigue me on anything you would have going in the past or in the future. The other characters, like nothing stood out. Like, oh wow, that one guy, that one character was great. No, it's 90 some minute movie, but it felt longer than it should have been. And that's the thing, when you're watching a painfully unfunny comedy, it drags. I know, just like this review is dragging, so I'll end it here. But yeah, killing Gunther, I would say more like killing careers. But like I said, Arnold's career was already dead by the time he did this. It's just, when you make a movie where laughs are extinct, You just put the fucking dirt on the coffin, and Arnold's career is it's just fill up the rest of the fucking dirt, man. It's just I'm sorry, I love Arnold, but if this is what he's settling for, maybe retirement, or just sit down in a chair and talk about your old movies. Like actually, not just fucking say lines. That's what I was saying before. You would actually have new lines. Like you got in Predator, you got in The Running Man, you got in Eraser, that you got in Jingle All the Way. Maybe people can't do that nowadays. Except saying, you fucking dickhole, those fucking dickholes. No, you're a fucking dickhole movie. You're a fucking dickhole. And this is where I can tell you to suck it. Fuck you, movie.